Hello? Are we back? I think the stream got confused. It was like, oh, I see an image that says the end. That must be the end. Why? Oh my god, hello. I was debating recording this. And I guess maybe I should. I don't know. But oh well, I can download both of them and then just like, I don't know. Anyway, this is the continuation. I didn't say anything while y'all were gone. I think I noticed pretty quick that you were gone. Okay, we good? We're all good. Everything's good. I think the internet just crapped out. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about battle now. And first being the action commands. Action commands are a wonderful way to mix up turn-based battle and keep the player engaged, which is why it's such a shame that they're not in the prologue. I understand why, but wow, it slows it down quite a bit. And like, luckily you can speed through the prologue really fast, but it is a bit of a slog. I also enjoyed the variety of action commands on display, though later entries did do a little bit better by adding even more. But that's not like too much of a chip off the shoulder of this one because like they added more off of the base that was here. You can't really hold it against the game for what later entries did. Next is badges. Oh my gosh, badges. Badges are the meat and potatoes of the gameplay, I would say. Being able to switch around your setup on the fly is such a good move to let players create their own experiences. I've heard a few opinions that the BP being capped at 30 is a missed opportunity and that you should have been able to make it go higher, but I honestly wholeheartedly disagree. I think Thousand Year Door's approach of letting you get to like 99 or like infinite, I don't even know, is honestly a mistake, and that limiting it is a way better way to balance the game. Badges are meant to be strategically worn. If you find yourself going, darn, I don't have enough BP to put on this badge that I want, that is what's intended. You are supposed to do some thinking and decide if you really want that badge bad enough to let go of something else, or what you have on currently is better. That is the whole point. I thought it was 50 for this game, or the cap is 50 for HP and FP. Badge points are capped at 30 in this game. Which again, I think that is a smart move, because badges are very powerful, and like even 30 you can break the game in half. For Thousand Year Door, I would have to check. I just know that it's too high. In my opinion, it is too high. Whatever the number is. I've never done a lot of BP in Thousand Year Door because it breaks it, you know? But whatever the number is, it is too high in Thousand Year Door. And I think 30 is a good number, so that you're still restricted, but like you can still put on a good amount. Oh, sorry, streams tend to be a bit behind for me. I'll comment on something we'll pop up into. Yeah, that's no problem. Aquasun says, so limited batch points at cap means that there are trade-offs for whatever. Exactly. Like, you can get power pluses, but they're 6 BP each. So that's 1/5 of your total amount if you have it maxed out. But that makes sense because it's a really, really good badge. You know, you don't want to make it so that you can just keep plowing over every single thing. The next battle-related thing is partners. I can't zoom in too much, but yeah. I've already discussed each of them individually, so I'll just discuss their basic functions here overall. Partners are a wonderful way to keep battles fresh and tense, since switching them out, except if you have a certain badge, takes a turn. So you need to be mindful of who you have walking around with you. They can't tank damage for you in this entry, so you do need to pay close attention to Mario's health here, which is very interesting. Oh, see you later, Aquasun. Thank you for dropping by. A part of me, in terms of the partners, feels that Ultra Stone both comes at the right time and also just a tad late. I think I feel the latter a bit more since a partner's health isn't an aspect here, so by the time you get the Ultra Stone, the partners have just started to feel like they're lagging behind in power. I think also getting it a little bit earlier might have helped Lackluster a bit, maybe? Since one of the issues when you get him is that pretty much everyone has a level by the time you get him, but you can still get an Ultra, so you naturally prioritize your other members. That, or like if Lackluster joined you, he would have a super rank already, I think maybe would have been the move. I don't know. Another aspect of the battle system is star power, of course. Star power is another nice addition to the game. I do enjoy the characters of the Star Spirits too, as it makes the journey to rescue them feel a bit more engaging than just the usual go search for the shiny thing that does this thing. Some of them are a bit lacking in personality, but others do really well, like Miss Star, and like Muscular and Scholar. In order of my preference of their abilities, I'd probably rank them Scholar and Starstorm is top for sure. Super OP, pierce damage, AoE. Next would be Muscular, who has Chill Out, which is great for bosses or tough enemies. Eldstar, Refresh is a really decent heal early game, and it can be nice later too, though I do tend to like replace him with items after. Mamar and Lullaby, I don't use it too much, but a few enemies are weak to it, so I do use it in those occasions. Miss Star with Smooch has lots of power, uses lots of star power, but not the best heal. It's good for emergencies, but not much else. That said, I think she has the best personality because she helps you escape the volcano, which is a really nice moment. So that's that. Clevar would be next with Timeout. I rarely use this. I'd rather use Starstorm and just kill them. And then last is, I think, I don't even know if I got his name right. Kalmar? Up and away. I never use it. So overall, it's like useful, but I don't use them a lot. But later games would improve them quite a bit. And now, lastly, it's on to the questions that people asked, and that you guys can ask here if you want. A little off topic, but I love the fact that they show up in Mario Party 5. Yeah. No, I was so happy when I saw the Star Spirits in Mario Party 5. I was like, oh my god, it's been remembered. The first question, unfortunately from Aquasun, who has left, but maybe they'll see it later. For Paper Mario discussion, how important is the story for Paper Mario 64, and what do you think of the overall world building of the game's setting? In terms of the story, for me, story is one of, if not the key aspect when it comes to a Paper Mario game for me. In my mind, Paper Mario's initial aesthetic invokes paper in the way of paper pop-up book. The big word there being book. A book without a story holding it together isn't much of a book, and while visuals can be super cool, if they have a story to back them up, they can be enhanced even further. The story can give a world character. As for the world building and setting, I love Paper Mario 64's setting. It is the definitive Mushroom Kingdom for me. The locales, the way the wishes are so integral to the society, which then makes stars important to the society, the way the news spreads, just oh, I love it so much. Rhea asks, which Star Spirit did you use the most? As mentioned in the Star Spirit section, Scholar and Starstorm, definitely. 7 damage on everybody there is just too good not to use, and only 2 star power. It's really good. Next question is from Celebi-sun. If you could design a Paper Mario partner, what would they be? It's a little hard to say since there's so many possibilities, and it's a bit hard to narrow it down without like thinking about a surrounding story to give context to the characters in question. That's typically how I think of characters, I'm pretty sure. Is I usually kind of have a story in mind, And I'm like, okay, what kind of character would be in this story? Usually. Sometimes a concept comes up and I'm like, ooh, and then the story builds around them. It can go either way. That said, I think I would definitely like to see a partner that's a species we haven't seen used as a partner before. Like a Wiggler, a Monty Mole, or a Shy Guy, maybe something really, like, obscure. Like the Super Mario 64, like the pink thing that throws you. Oh, sorry, not the pink thing, purple thing. I think it's called, like, a Chuckya. It's big. It's got red hands, and it goes, wrong. A scientist could be a fun angle for a character, too. But other than that, I don't really know. And then the last question that I have written down, unless you guys have some more questions to ask, is from Faylina. They mention Emil, Chugga Conroy, pointed out that Bob-omb have arms in his LP, and it reminded me of your comic. Anyway, do you think that fact is cursed at all? I don't think I'd call it cursed so much as unexpected. It also does bring up the question of, like, do Goombas have hidden arms we don't know about? Or is it just Bob-ombs? It was very surprising. But otherwise, not, like, too cursed or anything. And yeah, that was all that I had for questions gathered before the stream.